Hi!
Hey, welcome back. You know what time it is. We just got out of Civil War, and
It's not like you didn't see the link or anything.
it's not like you didn't see the link or, the thumbnail or whatnot. You knew because you watched our last video. And by the way, with this one, we're gonna flip the script. We're gonna do all our spoiler-free commentary now, and then we're gonna go to this time code, and that's where we're gonna go into all the spoilers. Just cause we want to give you all the benefit of the doubt. We know that this is gonna go up a little earlier than normal for these movies, so
We're trying to
we're trying to be as respectful of y'all as you can. Where do we even start? There's so much to cover.
spoiler free, right?
It's spoiler free right now, so
Spider-Man was great in the movie.
Spider-Man's awesome. Spider-Man's one of the best damn parts of this movie.
He was pretty incredible. He was a pretty amazing, if you know. If I can say
He was pretty spectacular.
Oh,
You might even say ultimate.
ultimately spectacularly.
He was
amazing.
definitely my friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I have a lot of problems with this movie, but what I like, I love.
Okay.
Which puts it that notch higher above something like Batman Superman, where with Batman Superman, the stuff that I liked, but with this, there is so much. I'm a Marvel fanboy, so for all the fan service that's in here, I love it. And I love what they do with these characters. I think the characters are the best part of this, and that's why I don't go crazy, even though the story is just too much. There's too much shit in this movie.
You really think so?
I really do, man.
You don't think there was? Okay, was it too much? Was it more shit or less shit than Batman?
It was less shit than Batman, but Batman had gone off the deep end. This one's still way too much. If you compare this to something like Winter Soldier had such a tighter, more focused story.
Well, yeah, because it's focused on Captain America, on the Winter Soldier. This one's focused on the Civil War of the team known as the Avengers.
But here's the thing. The entire Marvel Cinematic Universe has done the legwork for us. We already know these characters. We already know the relationships. And honestly, with character relationships, like the relationship between Black Panther and Bucky, the ones with Tony and Steve, with Vision and Scarlet Witch, they're all compact. They're all focused, and you get it within a millisecond. You understand what agenda everybody has. But the story itself is so jumbled, and it bounces around from place to place. It's just annoying as hell.
I can agree with you on that, because at a few points during the beginning and middle of this film, I was still like, so what exactly are they trying to do? It's the fact that I think what you were saying is that it's so much that you actually don't know what the main storyline is.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we're gonna try the Avengers, the current Avengers, made up of Captain America, Scarlet Witch, Black Widow, Falcon, and kind of Vision, because he's not there. I think it's just the four of them in the beginning. Am I missing anybody?
In the beginning it was Rogers, Widow, Scarlet Witch, Falcon.
Okay, so it's the four of them, and they're on a mission to stop Crossbones, who's played by Frank Grillo, the special agent badass from Winter Soldier, and he's trying to unleash a biological weapon. And so the mission goes wrong and results in some casualties, civilian casualties, from the country of Wakanda, where King T'Chaka and his son Prince T'Challa, also known as Black Panther, are from. So then the United Nations starts drafting up this proposal called the Sokovia Accords, which basically would relegate the Avengers team under the oversight of a supranational convention. They'd be basically put under United Nations surveillance. So they wouldn't be allowed to go
Surveillance, control,
oversight. And so they wouldn't be able to intervene in an international affair without the agreed consent of the United Nations. I think Security Council is what they mentioned. And Tony obviously supports this because, again, he's had problems with controlling himself in the past, and
right,
with you understand, with Iron Man 3 and Ultron, and to an extent the Avengers. But Steve sees this as a gateway into, you know, people corrupt. The system can be corrupted.
Mm-hmm.
He knows that with Winter Soldier, and so he sees this as, oh no, the system could be corrupted, and when something important happens that we need to be a part of, guess what? We're not going to be able to do anything about it because of this agreement. And so they start having this feud, and, you know, as things escalate and as friends form alliances and lines are drawn, that's where this whole civil war starts. And that's as simple as I can keep it without bringing in literally every single character and every single, like, location, which has these crazy fucking title screens that just pissed me off.
Yeah, literally, whenever it would change locations, like, let's say, you know, oh, we were at the Avengers facility, then we jumped to London. Big ass bold letters in white over a light skyline of the city, London.
Like we couldn't tell Big Ben was clear.
Exactly.
That it was London.
They had to literally stamp it over the entire screen. Oh yeah, they're in London. Oh yeah, they're in Africa.
Honestly, at some point I felt insulted because the scene before, they're talking about how they're going to go to the UN meeting in Vienna. And I'm like, okay, we're at the UN meeting in Vienna. And they just plaster Vienna on the screen.
It felt like that happened I want to say at least 8 times.
Because Marvel has to appeal to kids, they had to add that in there. To me, it felt like it was dumbing it down.
I feel like it necessarily wasn't dumbing it down, but it was literally just saying, pow, we're in London.
Audience,
pow, we're in Vienna.
Remember this.
Pow.
Yeah.
Right in the kisser.
It's to make sure that you don't forget where the hell we are if you're not paying attention. And that's kind of a problem because we go in so many directions, and I think you nailed it on the head. At some point, I don't know what the main story is. I was honestly waiting for the next trailer scene.
What do you mean?
Like, while I was watching this movie, there'd be a lot of talking, there'd be a lot of jumping back and forth, and I'd think, okay, I'm waiting for the airport fight scene.
Okay.
There it is.
Okay.
And then we go another 30
Which was
minutes.
badass, by the way.
That was the best part of the movie.
That was a badass part of the
movie.
Mm-hmm.
But then we'd wait another 30 minutes and a lot of conversation and a lot of not being sure of what's going on. And then, bam, the trailer scene where Bucky and Captain America gang up on Iron Man. And it felt like there wasn't a real climax the way that I understand it.
Didn't feel like a cliffhanger. Definitely wasn't a cliffhanger. It didn't feel like, you know, oh, you know, this movie nailed the story in and everything. It just felt open. It felt open to me, like, you know, it's going in this direction, and I'm just like, okay, what else? That's it? Roll credits? What?
And I think what you're hitting on is exactly what I love about Winter Soldier, whereas kind of like a good trilogy should do, each story should stand alone. Captain America First Avenger stood on its own, and Winter Soldier ended with, it wrapped up all the loose ends, and then it offered segues. It offered bridges. It didn't leave loose ends. It said, okay, we stopped here. Now I'm going to give you a bridge into Civil War.
Right.
Whereas Civil War ends with a lot of loose ends and not an ending that feels satisfying. In the end of it all, I'm just kind of confused.
confused, left unsatisfied,
Yeah.
and just like there could have been a lot more.
But
it was a 2.5 hour long movie. You couldn't really fit much more in
You
there.
couldn't. Or you could, honestly...
Take out the bullshit
You could take out a lot
and
of
layer in some of that good.
So, Matt, what'd you think?
I agree with y'all. I mean, could have left out, the bullshit. Added a little bit more, tight storytelling. But, y'all nailed everything that I was thinking.
Solid.
Nice!
So, I mean,
We're 2 reviewers doing the job of 3. Badass!
I can't really, say anything when y'all just said everything that I was thinking.
I like the action in this a lot. It carries a lot from Winter Soldier. I thought the few places it faltered in my mind is that... Did you notice that there was a hell of a lot more shaky cam this time?
Yeah.
Yeah. It took a Paul Greengrass film. Like, it seemed appropriate that we got the Jason Bourne trailer before this movie.
Yeah.
Because this movie was shaking like mad. And at worst, it was obnoxious. But you could tell that, they directed Winter Soldier. Anthony and Joe Russo directed Winter Soldier, and so the action is still choreographed beautifully. Everybody gets their time in the spotlight. Great, like, Avenger combos. They understand how to do this, but for some reason, their camera guy has, like, Parkinson's and just won't stop doing this.
Who knew Michael J. Fox was working the screenplay?
Damn it, we should have checked this.
Damn.
Could that be the most offensive joke we made on the show?
Leave him alone.
I'm sorry. I'm really not.
Leave Michael alone, jackass.
You are
Sue me.
No, don't ask him to do that. It's the age of the internet. Everybody will sue everybody or something.
Fuck!
You hear about this one bitch that's suing Starbucks because her iced coffee has too much ice in it?
Yes, I heard it.
And the reasoning is that
Internet
Starbucks
people.
sells their coffee as like 24-ounce drink. But because there's so much ice in there, you don't get the full drink. It's kind of like that guy that measured the footlong at Subway and found it was only like 11 inches.
She's got a case.
I
She's got a
honestly
case.
don't think so. Because it's iced coffee.
That's why Oh, that's a good point. I mean, but they still make iced
It's
coffee
supposed to
with...
be half and half, isn't it? Like,
They can give you iced coffee that's already cold that doesn't have ice in it.
I know,
That
but
defeats the
there's no
purpose of
need to
ice.
sue
Ice means
people.
cold, dipshit.
No, iced means with ice. That's why the fuck it has the word ice in the title.
What the fuck do I know, right?
If it meant cold, it would have been called
Cold
coffee.
But then people would have been like, oh, cold coffee, that's disgusting. This is special coffee.
This is just why I don't get ice in any of my drinks. $6 for this fucker. Yeah, I'm not gonna let you fill it to the room with ice, motherfucker. Fuck you.
You know what's amazing though? There are so many people. You're supposed to keep this cup, and we've sold this cup, and I found mine in a theater.
Keepers.
I found mine in the theater. People just leave them.
If you left this at the bench by the restroom, sorry, but you should have been smart.
You should have kept it. I'm just saying, somebody's gonna grab it.
Because I'm one of those guys that, hey, if it's not being guarded or...
Yeah.
Does that baby have a parent or guardian nearby?
Okay, I don't...
There was no one there.
Steal
There was
people.
no one there. By Matt's logic, it's okay.
Hey man, I'm just saying, you left your bank safe open.
Yeah.
What did you expect me to do?
No shit.
This is not a heart-beating child.
A heart-beating
A
child. So
heart-beating
you can
child.
steal a dead baby? You're gonna steal a dead baby from its
You
breathing
can.
parent.
It's not morally correct, but you can.
I really like the way they did Black Panther in this movie. The fact that he was kind of this lone wolf that basically didn't really
Lone
pledge
cat.
allegiance to... Lone cat, yes. That didn't really pledge allegiance to any side. He was always just kind of focused on his own.
On his own
Just
goal.
fight, yeah.
On his own justification on what he thought was right and what he thought needed
But I
to be
think
avenged.
the actor
Da-da-da.
I think the actor did great.
I'm not gonna lie, I watched the trailer where he was like pouncing on all fours and I'm like, that's kind of lame.
Yeah.
But when you see it in action,
You understand.
it's awesome. It's like,
pretty cool.
it's acrobatic like Spider-Man, but it's a hard hit, like kind of like Captain America fights. It's really cool.
It is pretty cool.
And I love the fact that everybody has kind of like this distinct fighting style where, you know, Black Widow always does the thing where she like wraps both of her legs around the guy's neck and like flips them, and Scarlet Witch is always just kind of mind melding. I still am not really sure what she can do.
She's telekinesis.
Is it just telekinesis?
Pretty much.
Okay. Again, everybody has a great distinct fighting style. I love the way Ant-Man just like shrinks into Iron Man's suit and like tries to disable it. That's not that much of a spoiler. Calm down.
A spoiler would be beep.
Actually, I had that spoiled for me at the comic book store the other day.
Really?
Yeah, because there was a Funko Pop and it said Captain America Civil War and oh
no.
And I sat there like, fuck. Even though I have my problems with tone, the idea that this is supposed to be a darker, more serious, emotional film, and yet they keep throwing in all the popcorn stuff in there. What I thought they came up with really good points about, like, honestly, this is gonna sound weird. It's a nice starting point to learn about international politics. And you've got the realist's point of view, which is more of this is how the world actually is, and you have to make sure you have to stand on your own. You can't really put too much faith in international organizations. And then you've got Tony's side, which is the more liberalism side, which sees that. You've also got other players here.
Spoiler alert, their rules are wrong.
Actually, I don't think this movie believes that. To the T, I really don't think so. I thought this movie leaned on Team Iron Man a lot.
Oh, it did.
Oh yeah. I genuinely think that it's kind of funny how Steve is pretty much made to be wrong in this one case. The way this movie kind of looks at international politics, I really like that it's trying to do sort of a modern critique of the way the world is now. And honestly, I think this movie is on the side more or less of, look, we need to be more of a community. We need to be more of a team. People need to be held accountable whenever they go rogue. But there's also some countries, some organizations that are like, look, I'm gonna do my own thing. I'm not gonna try to bother anybody, but as soon as you mess with me, I will fuck you up. And it's interesting to see the Wakandans, Black Panther, being that sort of neutral side.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a completely... I'm not saying it's a thesis statement, but for, like, a popcorn movie, like, the last we got of this was Batman Superman, which was just, you know, a DC fanboy's wet dream. That this actually has some sort of real world substance behind it. I actually really admire the Russo brothers for adding that in there, from carrying over from Winter Soldier into that. We've said everything we want to say, pretty much. Let's go into scores, and then we'll just do spoilers. So, Barnyard, what'd you think? Score out of 6.
Out of 6, I loved it. I thought it could be better, though. I'll be generous and give it a 5.
Alright, Barnyard, 5 out of 6. Matt, what'd you think? And score?
4.5.
4.5 out of 6.
4.5.
Lone Brittany in the back, what you got? First off, like, give a little summary. What'd you think of this? Say hi, Brittany.
Okay, sorry. I'm eating my burger back here. I liked it, I guess.
So,
it wasn't really anything special. I don't really I'm an action movie person.
Alright, so out of 6, what'd you give it?
4.5.
Alright, 4.5. I've got a lot more problems with this just because I thought the story was scattershot, and I thought that a lot of the emotional beats felt a little hollow. Like the incident that kickstarts everything feels a little emotionally hollow to me. And I thought the story could have been reworked to make it hit home a little stronger, a little bit. Basically, another rewrite, a little trimming of the fat could make this a stronger film.
But the fat's the flavor.
The fat is the flavor, but too much is too much.
Heartburn.
I hate to say that I'm gonna be nice about this, but I'm gonna go with 4. 4 out of 6. Welcome to Spoiler Corner, where anything can be said, but please, if you haven't watched the movie, go watch the movie, come back. But if you're ready for shit to go down, I can't believe I'm starting a spoiler alert by saying this. Nobody dies! Not Captain America, not Iron Man, not Rhodey, not Bucky. Ain't nobody who dies in this except, well, of course, Black Panther's daddy.
Crossbow.
Yeah, Crossbow.
Debatable.
That was kind of gruesome. Well, think about this.
He died.
Crossbones had a bomb.
He went out with a bang.
And okay, so Crossbones has a bomb, right? And Scarlet Witch picks him up and kind of like puts him in a sphere. So basically, when that bomb explodes, she cooked him alive. And, you know, cooked a couple Wakandans with her, but like, damn, that was
some sick shit.
Right?
That was dark.
I didn't expect Frank Grimlow to go out in the first 5 minutes of this fucking movie, though.
Like I said, he went out with a bang.
He did go out with a bang. To give an answer to those beeps we put in there, so for all you Marvel fanboys, one of the great things about Ant-Man is that, you know, he can shrink, but he can also grow, and so we get Giant Man! Fuck yes!
I don't know what was going on.
That was awesome.
He's like, I've only done this once and I was cut in half or some bullshit.
He's just lumbering around, and then he grabs Falcon kind of like a chew toy.
Rhodey.
Was it Rhodey that he grabbed?
Because he was on Cap's side.
Oh, okay. He's grabbing... Sorry.
You reminded me of something.
He's grabbing Rhodey like a chew toy, just flipping him around. I'm kind of glad that for one time in a Spider-Man movie, they don't mention with great power comes great responsibility.
This wasn't a Spider-Man movie.
I know, but it seems like every movie that Spider-Man's in, there's always that with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, because that's the fucking thing, man.
It's getting a little annoying. Like, you don't need to do it in every movie. Maybe the first one and that's it.
So is a Batman origin.
Speaking of Spider-Man.
Yeah, we don't need a Batman origin film every movie.
Speaking of Spider-Man, Aunt May.
Marissa Tomei is fucking fine.
I'm just saying.
At her age.
Every movie, Spider-Man, every cartoon Aunt May is an old hag. But damn, I'd bone the shit out of this Aunt May.
One of the things that's really weird in this movie is that Tony just happens to watch YouTube videos with Spider-Man, and it's like, you know what? I'm gonna put this random thing I found on the internet, and I'm just gonna say, hey, join the Avengers. Why? For the hell of it. Like, there's no real reason why Spider-Man needs to be in this movie outside of Marvel going, we got him.
What I find interesting about that is Thunderbolt Ross gave toward the climax, or not the climax, toward the middle of the movie, he gave him a 36-hour window to get Rogers, Barnes, and Wilson.
Yeah.
They're in Berlin. Tony goes all the way to Queens, recruits this kid. I don't know if he already had a suit ready for him or makes a suit, gets back, and only 24 hours have passed.
Yeah. Honestly, I think
so a whole 24 hours went to recruiting Spider-Man.
I think it's just comic book logic. Like, he's got a government jet. He can probably get there and back in a couple hours. Don't you like that random Vision Scarlet Witch romance subplot?
Can we call that a romance?
Maybe
I said so.
it wasn't like
I thought they was gonna kiss.
it wasn't like Bruce Banner and Black Widow from Age of Ultron, where you kind of know, but yeah,
There
that
was
was
some affection.
like they're cooking together, man.
Yeah.
He's trying to impress her
He's like,
on a date.
I've never eaten anything before. How does it taste? It needs more paprika, you fuck.
And then she says, "Let me show you."
Oh.
Spread the leg.
To the paprika.
Daniel Bruhl plays this guy called Baron Zemo, and
He's a badass.
he's I guess a Hydra member.
No,
He against Hydra. Period.
Well, what they said in the film about him is that he was a Sokovian, like, special agent or something, and his family was killed during the events of Age of Ultron.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically he went rogue and tried to get try to get revenge on the Avengers, which is the actual backbone of this film, because that is the actual main storyline. It's Baron Zemo enacting his revenge on the Avengers by having them fight each other.
You know,
Yeah.
That's it. That was exactly it.
The
Yeah.
Civil War did not start
Yeah, because
until the Winter Soldier became a target.
and the Winter Soldier became a target because of Baron Zemo, of what he did. He framed Bucky Barnes as the killer of the bomb in the Vienna UN meeting.
yeah. In the UN, there's a bomb that goes off, kills
It's in the trailer.
Black Panther's dad, and they're framing Bucky for it, but it turns out it was the Zemo guy who's... It's not quite a ripoff of The Incredibles as Iron Man 3 was, but it's pretty close. And usually by the end, it's kind of just there. Honestly, this guy just kind of felt like, alright, we need an excuse for Iron Man and Captain America to fight, but we can't have them actually kill each other. Nobody can die like in the comics because we've got contracts. What do? Let's get some random guy to show up and just stir the pot. Let's do some shit.
Yeah. You know,
That was one of them.
He's an actual comic character.
I know, but the way that he came off in this movie,
Yeah.
it felt like Marvel had an idea. They wanted to make Civil War, and they're like, but we can't really do Civil War, so fuck it, we're gonna do this and deal with it. I think that's one of the weaker parts of this movie, is that I did not find that guy interesting at all. Anything else we want to spoil for these people? Well,
Bucky Barnes killed Tony Stark's parents.
yeah. He killed John Slattery! They killed Roger Sterling, you fuck!
Not Roger Sterling.
God damn it! I've been on a huge Mad Men binge recently, and John Slattery is my new love, so...
I watched the first season of that show, and I tried to watch the first episode of the second season, and that was about 2 months ago.
Yeah. Honestly, stick with that show just for Roger Sterling, John Slattery's character, because he's fucking hysterical. Yeah.
So what are your exact thoughts on the Panther?
On the Panther, I love him.
I thought, what's his name? Chadwick Boseman?
Chadwick Boseman, yeah.
Chadwick Boseman.
Who played Jackie Robinson in 42,
Sure.
and James Brown in Get On Up.
Sure, like I know. But
Text.
his portrayal of Black Panther, I thought was just on par. I thought that was just... It was a very well done character in this film. I think the two recruits that Iron Man's team get, Spider-Man and Black Panther, you know, of course they're new characters and they're developed a little bit, but I feel like those two are some of the strongest characters in this film.
I think Black Panther, out of all the characters in this movie, had the best fighting sequence and the best fight scenes. Like the way the way they gave all his choreographed moves, like the kicks, the punches, the dives. I think all that work that was put into him was the best out of all the characters. And I think, and like I said, I think he had the best fight scenes from the tunnel with the Bucky on the motorcycle, and him on the back of the police car and diving through the traffic like that. I don't think any of those characters in that movie topped all in what he's done.
And you can tell Marvel thinks the same way as well. You've got 2 post-credit scenes in this one. You've got one involving Black Panther and one involving Spider-Man. I think we've pretty much said all there really needs to be said. It's a nice, I think it's an okay, it serves its spot in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, yeah.
But I think the best is yet to come. With Black Panther, with Spider-Man, honestly with Infinity War, I think we're just like, this is a good transitioning point.
This is a good kickoff to Phase 3.
Exactly.
That's what I thought. I thought, of course, from what I was hearing before the film, like how Batman vs Superman did for me, it just killed me with the hype, because I was getting all this good hype from the movie and then being let down. I heard Kevin Smith say that this was the greatest comic book movie of all time.
Really?
I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's close to what he said. And I'm just like, dude, Kevin Smith is saying so much good things about this. It must be so good, yeah. And then I go in, I'm like, I was expecting it to be better than the Avengers.
Yeah, so was I.
It was up there. It was definitely not as bad as Iron Man 3.
Oh God, nothing is as bad as Iron Man 3.
It was a out of all the movies ranked up, I give Civil War below Winter Soldier, but Winter Soldier's like number, I think, 2 or 3 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Winter Soldier was a fantastic film.
This is probably like, my friend gave me a list today, and I think he said there were like 13 MCU films. I'd probably rate this like maybe number 6 or 7. I'd have to tabulate my list. That's it. Biggest movie of the year. It was pretty good. I'd go with that, honestly.
Biggest movie of the year?
Biggest movie of the year so far.
Yeah, biggest movie of the year.
It will be.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's probably gonna make a lot more money than
Better than
Rogue
Deadpool?
One. More money than Deadpool? Yeah, for sure.
Well, I said better than Deadpool.
Oh no, it's better than Deadpool. Yeah.
I think it's better than Deadpool. Yeah.
Yeah, I give it better than Deadpool.
So what's next? Next Marvel wise,
Next Marvel is Doctor Strange, November.
It'll be at X-Men.
God, we gotta wait that long.
And then X-Men at May 27th.
Yeah, so 3 weeks we'll have.
3 weeks, yeah.
We'll have a podcast.
So before that, we have, I think, the Angry Birds movie on the 19th.
I'm not saying that.
And next week, I'm gonna try to see Money Monster. I think that's coming
That
out.
was good.
And then we're gonna try to catch Green Room sometime this week too.
I forgot that one movie's called, where it's like a horror movie. It's about this
The Darkness?
The Darkness.
Yeah, Darkness is coming out next week.
Yeah, I have interest in that.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon in a creepy movie. Hell yeah.
Yeah, but then again, what's Kevin Bacon been in recently?
Everything, apparently. According to the internet, he's literally 6 degrees from everything.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man.
I thought he needed a paycheck. All right. Okay, but yeah.
So we'll probably be back next week with The Darkness and Money Monster, and then probably within the weekend we'll try to watch Green Room too.
Yeah.
I've heard great things about that movie.
I've heard nothing but good things.
Awesome.
But I heard nothing but good things about Civil War too. So
We'll keep high hopes. So anyway, it's HalfKocked. Thank y'all for watching. If you like this, please give us a like. Talk to us in the comment section. If you think we're being way too harsh on this movie, go ahead, rip us a new one. I don't care. We'll try to start a dialogue. Why not? And if you want to sing the praises of our criticism, please, I'd love that as well. Subscribe for more content. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And until next time, thanks. Take care.
stay beautiful.
Stay beautiful. What is that? Good morning, is like good morning Vietnam, or like stay friendly San Francisco or something like that.
Go fuck yourself, San Francisco.
Go fuck yourself, San Francisco.